Wonderful. It's time for my favorite podcast, the Smuggler's Galaxy podcast. I can't wait to hear if Hasbro is making an action figure out of me in gold chrome. Or perhaps they'll just use that horrible gold color paint.
This is the way.
We want it men.
Hey there, it's me, John Stamos, in partnership with Cologuard. And a little birdie told me you're over 45. Listen, that's not old, it's really not. But it's an important age. If you're at average risk, that's when you start screening for colon cancer. And look, it's okay to be nervous, but it's not okay to ignore your own health. It's time to see if the Cologuard test can be an option for you to get screened. All right, I'm glad we had this little chat.
Welcome to episode 291, Smuggler's Galaxy Podcast, your favorite Star Wars podcast for smugglers in the galaxy. I'm Glenn. There's Jason. We got 2 weeks to Rogue Fun. And 4 weeks to Mandalorian?
Yeah, it's probably about right. The 22nd, right?
Yeah, 22nd. So
Did you buy your tickets?
I did. Did you buy yours?
No, not yet. I was trying to get a sense of who from the family wants to go.
Yeah, I meant to look and see on the Regal app how tickets were selling because I bought them. It was not a big deal. It was just like, hey, I happened to see like Yak Face said, hey, I bought tickets, and I was like, they went on sale. So it was very very underwhelming that they went on sale,
Yeah.
And I come from a day, back in the day when Star Wars went on sale, it crashed the internet, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 4 tickets sold to the showing I'm going to on Thursday night. And I'm 2 of them.
Well,
So it doesn't look good for Mandalorian and Grogu right now, unless people are like, it's a month out, I don't need to buy tickets.
maybe it was sudden, and I don't know. We'll see.
Well, and plus that one night on opening on Thursday, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It looks like there's 20 showings on Thursday in one theater.
Yeah. They'll do that for that first night. I think because it's Star Wars and maybe they know something we don't. I think the movie's going to be really good.
Yeah, I hope so.
I think it's going to surprise. I guess it's going to be surprising to a lot of people because a lot of people feel underwhelmed,
Yeah.
which might be the best way to go into this and not overhyped, to go in and be pleasantly surprised by what you see.
That's what I'm hoping. I really I want a good movie.
Well,
But
Tony Harmon just said somebody saw the first 17 minutes and said it was really good.
yeah, and I've also heard that somebody said that they saw the first 17 minutes and it was like an episode, not a movie. But
I mean, you got 3 acts, and the first act can be like an episode.
yeah.
But listening, so I watched Tested with Adam Savage, who used to be on Mythbusters, who worked on the prequels.
Yeah.
He's got his own YouTube show now called Tested, and he was invited to, I don't know what it was. It's a bunch of facilities, and I don't know if it was owned by Lucasfilms or Jon Favreau.
I saw that. I didn't see his, but I saw other people went to that.
Yeah. And so it was a fascinating thing because it used to be a place where Howard Hughes built airplanes, and then it turned into hangars for hot rod builders, and now it's used to store all this stuff. But they also used it for filming. I guess it's like the Vietnam-like bar from the show where Zeb is, and he meets Carson Teva. That's a real set, and that's still standing, and they use that for the movie, and it's all on this property.
Yeah.
So when you walk into this facility, it's screen accurate, it's screen used. And at one point, they walk into this corner, and John asked Adam, "Do you know what this is?" It's this box with a bunch of buttons at an angle, and there's a screen on top that kind of looks like asteroids. And John said it's a very deep cut. And I was
Uh-huh.
like, no, I don't know what this is. And it's the scene from Tashi Station with Cammy and Fixer. It's a device that was in the deleted scene, so they just carried that over into this.
Oh my goodness.
But just seeing all the live props, the stand-in stuff, the stories, I guess Dave Filoni was put on puppet detail, puppet directing
Uh-huh.
with like all the Anzalians and the Grogu stuff for the movie. So Jon Favreau did direct some of this movie,
Interesting.
but it turns out that was the most difficult part of the shoot was dealing with all the puppets and trying to get things to look right and natural.
Hmm.
But they had the dark saber on display, and John was like, "This is not part of our movie."
Damn. But
He also had a baby Stinky,
yeah.
Rod of the Hutt. But it's live action. It's not Clone Wars. And John was pointing out that, I hand painted this over a weekend.
Wow.
And so I'm like, is that a stand-in for a flashback?
It'd have to be. Why would he have it there? Or he would have
Yeah.
done the same thing like with the dark saber. Hey, this isn't part of the show, but I saw the Stinky. I didn't see the dark saber.
Well, it
But
was just
yeah.
in a display case. This is like a trophy room almost of everything from the Mandoverse. The couple things that I wanted to bring this back around, John did talk about how like this stuff sets up Ahsoka, or this movie will help expand some of the universe and set
Nice.
things up for Ahsoka and then future films, which I was like, oh, future films? What are we talking about there?
Huh? Were you like Shaggy? Huh?
More Mendo. But
I
he
don't
was,
know if we don't. I guess we'll see if we get more Mando movies. I don't know.
yeah. Well, they were also talking about how it's the climax or the culmination of everything.
Right.
I'm like, does Mando not make it out?
Dude, they are setting it up for that, aren't they?
Yeah, and the way John talks about like this has been a decade of my my life.
Hmm.
It's been closer to 7 or 8 years, but I mean, still, it's like I've invested a lot of time. I'm ready to move on. That's he didn't say that, but that's the sense that I got from his stories is just like, there's more go on. That's kind of the sense that I got. But well, there was one point that I wanted to talk about. Oh, he was talking about the advantage of a film over the show and how in a show you've got a year turnaround. So there's not a lot of time to build actual sets and to play and stuff. And so there's that shot in the trailer with it's not an Anzalia, but it starts with an A. It's the monkeys with the forearms that John Favreau played in Solo.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
This time it's Martin Scorsese that's playing the role.
Hmm.
He's in a food cart, and so it's an actual food cart. The only thing that's not real is the monkey inside. But he was just talking about how we have time to build these sets and to set this stuff up and take our time with it. It's grander in scale. So hopefully, even though they use the volume, there'll be less of the volume. There'll be more to this movie.
Hmm. I think I've started to notice on like just normal TV shows when they're in a house, it's starting to feel more green screen to me. Like the counter may be real, but then they may be standing in front of a green screen, and it may be just my eyes playing tricks on me or not. So I don't know if that, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's going back to them actually making sets versus using the volume and a green screen and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just standalone sets, it's nothing crazy. It's just a house, but they built it in a computer versus a virtual set. And you're standing in front of a green screen. Um, but yeah, no, that's cool. I like the fact I did see that they had the cart and the stuff, actual physical practical effects. So I hope it's good. I just looked up the runtime. It says it's 2 hours, 12 minutes, which I think that's about right. I had heard originally that was like 2.5 hours. And I was like, if it's 2.5 hours, that's going to be hard for a family movie.
And the other thing John said was like, we're 7 years into it.
Right.
There's people that'll be able to see this movie who couldn't see it when it premiered on Disney Plus because they were just born.
Yeah, you're right.
So, and he said this is an entry point. It's
Good.
not necessary for you to watch everything that came before. It does help for backstory, but he understood that we're expanding the story and we want to bring people on. This is like a jump on point,
Hmm.
get on the bandwagon kind of situation. And so we'll see. We'll
I
see how it
really
goes.
hope that works.
I mean, all you need to know is that they're buddies.
Yeah, you're right.
That's it. Like the Darksaber stuff is not part of it. Doesn't sound like the Mandalorians are part of it. This is like the Empire is still out there, and I've been hunting them. I've been, what he said, their deck of cards,
Yeah,
like in the Iraq War, how they had a deck of cards of all the people that they were trying to hunt. It's the same thing with the Empire,
right.
and so he's just dedicated his life to hunting those guys down.
Yeah. No, and in the last trailer, you watch the last trailer and it feels like you're starting to put the story together because it feels like the last act is when Mando's going to get the Razor Crest because like it feels like it's all building up for a big war or a big battle, and that's when they're going to be like, "Here's a Razor Crest. Why don't you use it?" Type situation versus him having it through the whole show. And it does feel, I mean, you could tell that him and Grogu is going to get separated at some point. So I want a good 2 hours movie to where I can turn my brain off for 2 hours and enjoy it and not look at my watch and not look at my phone and be bored with it. And then at the end be like, that was 2 hours. I just want, I know I keep saying it. But yeah, no, I'm glad to hear that it's gonna be a jump on point versus, oh, you have to watch 7 years worth of film of TV to get what's going on.
And in the interest of being fair, um, because last week I was talking about how Disney wasn't doing enough to promote this movie, and there wasn't the onslaught of saturation into the market
Yeah.
like we've seen before with Episode One, and the prequels, and even the sequel trilogy. But the other side of things is like the movie theaters themselves. When I went to go see Mario Galaxy at 10:15, we didn't see the movie until 10:45 because there was a half hour of commercials,
Yeah.
not trailers, commercials.
Oh,
There was some trailers. There should be, I guess there should be more for, but it's like 10 minutes of trailers, 20 minutes of commercials.
wow. Because I'm used to them doing, if you show up way early, you're getting commercials, there's stuff to watch.
Yeah,
But and
that's
then
that's
20
still
minutes.
there.
Yeah. Oh, and on top of that, then when there's oh my
Yeah, so
God.
if you show like if it's a 10:15 showing, you show up like at 9:50, even though it's not necessary because it's all assigned seats now, which I
Right.
love. There is previews, there is commercials, there was a trivia thing for Mandalorian and Grogu, and I was, 4 for 4 with all their trivia questions. Um, but it's like, and then so you're watching all that stuff, the commercials, 10:15 when your movie's about to start. Now, here's some words from our sponsors. And it's like 20 minutes of commercials, and nobody wants to sit through commercials. Like, come in for a 10:15 movie. I don't expect to be there. And like, I'm starting to do the math to plan my day out. It's a 2 hour movie, 10:15. I'll be done at 12:15. Okay, I can go do this, this, and this. I wasn't expecting to get out close to one.
Right.
So that's the other side of the equation. Like
Hmm.
movie theaters, if you want people to come back in, you need to start dropping some of that stuff. I understand that people are not coming to the theaters much anymore, and you got to make up the the missed revenue from all of that.
Right.
But you got to make it enjoying. You can't make people just because they're there forced to sit four different truck commercials, Toyota and Chevy and
Well,
Ford
that
and
and the concession prices need to adjust that.
yeah, but the only issue with that, and I agree with you, but because who wants to pay $17 for popcorn?
Right.
But that's how they make their money because these movie studios, if you want our movie, we get 90% of the take on
Hmm.
that first weekend. So they're left with scraps.
Yeah. No, I get that that's how they make their money, but it's like, do you want to sell, you know, I make it $10 popcorn. I know you have background in the movie industry, running a theater because you used to work in a theater, so you know more
I
about
was at a
it.
box office, yeah,
Yeah,
selling
but
tickets.
you know what I mean. You worked in a theater.
Yeah.
No matter how small you were in the how small a pin you were in the cog or whatever you want to whatever the cog in the wheel. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but You know how it works. You know how it works better than I do.
Yeah.
You can still lower your price maybe, and then you can get, is it better to sell 5 things of popcorn or 20 things of popcorn? That's the argument I have with a lot of people, or not an argument, but in my mind, I'm like, I'd rather sell 20 things of popcorn versus 5. But
Yeah, I mean, to your point there, like we didn't get any drinks or popcorn when we saw Mario Galaxy, but if popcorn was $5, sure.
yeah,
But I don't need a $17 bucket of popcorn.
no way. Or you pay $10 for popcorn and a Coke. Okay, I'd pay $10 for popcorn and a Coke. $20? No way.
And I like
Eh,
to go to Movie Tavern for their $5 Tuesdays, which I don't know if it's still $5, but
mhm,
on those days, I'll get popcorn and drink, sure.
right.
Because the ticket
And
prices aren't as expensive.
right, and it was. I mean, by the time, so I bought 2 tickets, and it was $40.
Yeah.
That hurt too. I mean, I understand, but it's just like I'm like, okay, now I know why I don't go to movies that often. And
Yeah.
because it's going to be I'm going to take my stepdaughter to this, because this is going to be a daddy-daughter date, because that's what we used to do. We did all through the sequels. We would go on Thursday night, we go to dinner and go to the movies. And I'm like, hey, you want to do the same thing? For old times, let's go see Star Wars. So yeah, it was like right at $40 for 2 tickets.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that because the other thing with Mario Galaxy, didn't buy tickets. So we were walking to the car and I'm like, okay, this, and I was waiting for the kids and I get in the car. Okay, well, these 3 seats and I'm about to check out and it's $70. And I'm like, why is it $70 for a matinee?
Right.
And there was a $10 convenience fee. And I'm like, well, it's more convenient for me to go to the theater and not pay it. So that's just what I did.
Yeah.
I was there in 5 minutes and I got my tickets and didn't pay the convenience fee. It's convenient for the theater. It's not convenient for me.
Right. Yeah. It's like that with anything. It's like that with a concert, like that with, and well, shoot, even with Rogue Fun, we had to, I guess you have to pay that when you use, because we had to pay charge like a $5 convenience fee, but that was because of what it cost to run the tickets, right?
Yeah, because we would have to eat that fee.
Right.
We had planned out our budget and half of I think I've said this before, half the money comes from the sponsorships with the Wilbur Hood stuff, the other half comes from the ticket sales.
Right.
And then we would just have to eat. If we charged $150, we would have to eat $5, which takes away from the budget that we had planned. So we had no choice but to do the $5, $155 thing.
Right. Well, I mean, there again, it's background, because you do have people that, this Fandango charge everybody $5 or charge everybody a, $5 convenience fee or whatever. I mean, and I bought my stuff from Regal. I didn't buy mine from Fandango.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think everybody's trying to put their fingers in the pot, and it's not, I just don't know. It's just so much. And it gets ridiculous sometimes. And I think people are kind of rebelling. I think that everybody that, because it's going from concerts to movies, anywhere you got to do stuff like that. People are kind of like, I've got better things to spend my money on.
Yeah. It's something that people those companies need to consider.
Yeah.
If you want people to come back to the theater, you got to make some changes somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess I don't mind. I guess I wouldn't mind paying the $40 if, there again, give me a discount on popcorn or something. I don't know. I don't know what the right call is, because yeah, we went a few weeks ago. Well, when Home Alone was in theater, they did Disney did a thing for Home Alone, and it was like $50 a ticket. And I was like, holy smokes, but you got a lot for that $50. They gave you a gift bag and stuff, so it kind of made up for it. But
Amazon presents Jeff versus Taco Truck Salsa. Whether it's Verde, Roja, or the orange one. For Jeff, trying any salsa is like playing Russian roulette with a flamethrower. Luckily, Jeff saved with Amazon and stocked up on antacids, ginger tea, and milk. Habanero? More like habanero, yes. Save the everyday with Amazon.
Suffering from dry, tired, irritated eyes? Don't let dry eyes win. Use Systane Pro. It hydrates, restores, and protects dry eyes for up to 12 hours. Systane Pro. Triple action dry eye relief.
I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. I don't know what, and I guess that's my answer for everything. I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know.
but I am excited about Mando and Grogu.
I'm excited about it too. I want to see. I'm curious where they're going to go with the story. I don't want it to wrap up in a movie, but if they wrap it up in a movie, I'd be okay with it. I just my thought ever since they reintroduced Bo-Katan into the Mandalorian verse, I wanted a season of with. I mean, I know they did it on season 3, but I wanted a season 4 of like Mandalorian, a lot more Take Din Djarin out of the mix
Hmm.
and give me a pure Mandalorian series.
Hmm. We had another. Have we had any emails lately?
I haven't seen any.
We had some comments.
Awesome.
Bold City Bantha says, and we were talking about the whole Indiana Jones Star Tours area of Hollywood studios.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I really hope Disney never gets rid of Star Tours. It really captures that fun 90s Star Wars nostalgia for me. While Rise of the Resistance and Smuggler's Run are obviously better, quote, rides,
Mm-hmm.
Star Tours is still my favorite Star Wars ride. And then he went on and said, I'm also curious if you'll be recording and posting any of the panels from Rogue Fun. I would love to hear that. I would love to be there in person, but it just isn't in the cards this year. So to answer that question, yes, we will be recording the panels, the audio version, and we'll be doing video, but I don't know in what capacity we'll be sharing those. This is really for an event for those that have purchased tickets, and I just don't want to like slap them in the face and be like, "Well, you could have stayed home the entire time." And
Right.
so, but they will be recorded, and I would imagine they would appear in David Quinn's Prototypes and Production podcast again for the eventual Rogue Fun 2 podcast series.
Yeah.
So there'll be ways to access it, and who knows, maybe like 3 or 4 years down the road, we might post them to the Georgia Alliance YouTube page and put them up there or something. But for now, there's probably the best thing is the audio version on the David Quinn's podcast.
Yeah. He's gonna do. I'm sure he's got an extensive podcast series prepped for Rogue Fun 2.
Yep. And then at GA3680, he commented on number 223, exclusive book 2 of the Vintage Collection Archive Edition is on its way
Right.
from a while ago. I think it was last January.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, still quiet on this. I can't be alone. Is really wanting to see volume 2. I'm sure it's tricky deciding how long to wait, especially since we don't know what figure will take the coveted VC 375 slot, but still an update would be awesome or welcome. I can say that we are working on it.
Mm-hmm.
The authors are working on it, and it's just slow. That's it.
Yeah, talking to you guys about that, and we don't really talk a whole lot about it, so we don't talk a lot of shop, but the little bit that I catch in conversation or, eavesdrop on it, it does sound like it's just somebody changes something and then it throws everything into peril. All it takes is one person to change something and
Yeah,
boom, the book's
it's
messed,
it's part-time work,
yeah.
essentially.
And then, yeah,
And
especially with everything else going on.
I'm very curious. So there's no inside information here. I don't have any tip of the hat. This is not me floating anything. I just want to make sure that's clear. That VC 375. I'm very curious about that myself because we're like up to VC 400, and so we've jumped since Hasbro's jumped over that number. It makes me think that there's something going on there more than just like, here's a Chopper. We saved Chopper for 375, or we saved another Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker. So I'm curious. There's a Mexican convention that Hasbro will be participating in, not this weekend as we record, but the next weekend, the one before Rogue Fun. And so I'm curious to see if they make an announcement there because it's the closest event to May 4th,
Yeah.
or if they just drop it on Monday, May 4th. This is VC 375.
Do you think they do it with no fanfare?
I don't know. I think, hopefully no, because they're making a big deal about this rather special. So we're going to save that one for later.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that they were doing that.
Yeah, in their live streams, they've kind of just mentioned it here and there. They haven't done anything extravagant where they like throw 375 up on screen, but they have said, well, it's a It's the scale itself is 3.75, and this is 375. So we're gonna do something special.
Oh, okay. That makes a little bit more sense now.
Yeah, that's the tie-in. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's soon, and yeah,
Be cool. Did you pick
that's
anything? Yeah.
that's all I have to say about that.
That's all I'm last like a box of
Well,
chocolates.
I got my new shirt.
Yeah, I see that.
I ordered this on Tuesday, and I got it to yesterday, which was Friday. So I'm glad because I didn't know how long the turnaround would be.
Awesome.
And got my two Rogue Fun shirts. But I did stop at Walmart, and they had Series 11 blind box.
Yeah.
Someone had rated it, and there was only four left. And I was like, all right, well, I'll play the odds.
hmm
I got three Mandos and one
Oops.
Clone Trooper. I was so upset. The odds were not in my favor. What am I going to do with three Mandos? Why can't they just be Clone Troopers? I think it was an Endor speeder bike. Like a lot of these, like you can army build them, no problem.
hmm Right, but
But
you
you
can't
can't.
army build. Yeah,
Right.
Mandos.
Right.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm. Yeah, I actually boxed up some of mine, my loose galaxy, micro galaxy stuff to bring to Rogue Fun, see if anybody would bite on them. And it was hard because I did the Marauder and I kind of begrudgingly boxed up the Razor Crest and some other stuff, but it's like the E-Wing I couldn't do, like the couple of X-Wings that I thought I could thin out the X-Wings, but then you got Poe's X-Wing, which is black, and I'm like, that looks really badass. And then he's got his orange X-Wing, which I couldn't box up as many as I thought I would, to bring to Rogue Fun, but we'll see what happens. I don't know if anybody will buy them or not. I'm hoping, not charge a bunch for them, but I guess we'll see. Yeah. So speaking of I'm sorry. My sister-in-law messaged me a couple of weeks ago. They were up near Helen at a flea market, and she had seen one of the TIE Defender, the yellow TIE Defender.
Oh.
Guess how much?
Oh, so this was a resale
It was for
place?
sale. Yeah, it was a resale place.
Were they asking like $200?
85.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, son of a gun. And this guy's got high prices, but he's also in, they're in a vacation area or where people will go for vacation. So when you're on vacation, you're like, $85 for that. Honey, buy it. We're on vacation. People are a little bit looser with their money up in that area of the world, I guess. It's just Helen. It's not a big deal, but I guess when you're in vacation mode, because we all do it. You're like, yeah, it's more money, but F it, we're on vacation. So I told her, I said, yeah, I'll be there in a couple of weeks. I'll take a look at it, but I ain't paying $85 for it.
I'm trying to think. It's 10 a.m. on Saturday. Doors open at 1
Yeah.
for Rogue Fun. We better be like 95% complete by now.
We need to be. I'm a little nervous, man. Because Friday, we've got a truckload to unload on Friday. I'm hoping we've got a couple of more people, because right now it's me, you, and Lewis, right? Or do we have more? We got a couple of more volunteers, or is it just me, you, and Lewis?
That's all I know. I can ask Dan to be there.
Yeah, if we can get. I think the hardest part is going to be unloading the truck.
That'll be fine.
Okay. I saw your garage, and I'm just like, crap.
I got a couple appliance dollies that we can load up. It's just we have to be incredibly careful with the lunch boxes because I don't want a box of lunch boxes to tumble.
Yeah, I've got a dolly. Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a dolly I can bring, so I'm hoping it goes smooth, but I'm just like,
it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And we've done it before, so it's I think a lot of like, just go ahead and do that. Just go ahead and do that. Just go ahead and put that there. Like we don't have to wait and be like, well, how do you do this? How do you do that? We've been there.
Right. So I think we'll be fine as long as we get there at 8 and start.
Yeah. I'll be knocking on the door 8 a.m. Let me in. It's time to do
this. Yeah. Oh goodness.
That's my way to change the topic. I got another thing I was going to talk about. Spaceballs.
I was up. Oh, I really thought that somebody had said that they released the trailer, so I watched it, and it's just Mel Brooks talking.
Yeah, the trailer. It's the title announcement.
Yeah.
Spaceballs, the new one, will drop April 23rd, 2027, which is great because it's right after Celebration. It's right before Starfighter. And yeah, the big thing was that it's not going to be Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money, because then
What
Mel Brooks was like, because there's the bag of money right there. We found it, so we don't need to name it that.
You're right. It was in my basement. I'm just like, oh, for somebody who's almost 100, you still got it, Mel.
Yeah. He's sharp too. There's no slowing down, which is the amazing thing. It seems like he's still 50 years old with the jokes, and
Yeah.
because normally when you get older, you get a little bit slower. This guy, he's just fast as ever.
Right. And you start sounding like the popsicle guy.
He so it's not even Spaceballs 2, it's just Spaceballs the new one.
Yeah. I'm curious.
And Rick
I'm kind of looking forward to it. I got to rewatch Spaceballs. It's been a minute.
I love Rick Moranis. He was in, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Spaceballs. A lot of the things that I watched as a kid growing up, even like was it the new Giant, the Giants? What was it?
The Mighty Giants.
Mighty Giants. And so he was in a lot of this stuff as a kid, and then obviously he went away because he was raising his kids. His wife passed away, and now that his kids are grown, he's able to come back. And I'm just curious to see if it's like he never missed a beat. He's just
Yeah.
right back in Dark Helmet, hilarious as always.
Yours are bigger than mine. Yeah. No, I'm curious too, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's weird to look at the actors and be like, oh, you actually did stuff after Spaceballs. You know, that to see them, you know them from what they look like now.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, Bill Pullman's back. And the interesting thing is his son is an actor, Lewis Pullman, who played the Void in Thunderbolts.
yeah.
And he's been in other things, but he's in this movie as well. So are they going to do like a Ben Solo thing and he's tempted by the dark side by Lord Darkhelmet?
Oh, that'd be funny.
Yeah. And I would imagine what's her face? Daphne Sagina? Saguna? I'm sorry, I forgot her last name at the top of my head, but she's back in the movie and she's probably married to Bill Pullman and
And that could be their kid. That'd be great.
yeah. And Josh Gad. I wonder if Josh Gad is playing the new Barf.
That would be funny. I think he could pull that off.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
He'd have to be like Barf's kid or something.
Yeah, not that. Yeah, not he's not playing John Candy's part, but even John Candy's son has a cameo in it,
Yeah.
which is
Because
great.
they did post a picture of the crew of the actors, and they were posing with the old picture of John Candy, so that was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad. You said it's in April?
April 23rd,
23rd and 27th. Yeah,
2027.
2027. Awesome. And celebration tickets go on sale. I'm sure you've got that listed too.
No, I didn't. Yes, that was supposed to be something, but I didn't write it down. Celebration. I gotta write.
He's got to write notes.
Hold
Write
on.
notes in the notes. But yeah, they go on sale the 6th. So we're not going to have everybody at your house on the on Thursday night trying to get tickets like we did last time.
View ticket information.
I think they were $260 for a 4-day ticket.
Yeah, 260 for 4 days, or Thursday was $76, Friday's 91, Saturday's 91, and Sunday's 91.
And that really surprises me that they're that. I mean, I hate to say cheap, but cheap. Because I think last time I went in 17, it was right at $200 for a 4-day. I thought they were going to go up to like $400 or $500 for a 4-day ticket.
Kids, Thursday's $36, Friday is $46, Saturday is $46, and Sunday. I should have just said Friday through Sunday is $46 each.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, no, and then the thing that the VIPs are like $1,200, so they doubled since 2017.
Mm-hmm.
But you get a lot for that $1,200 if you can get one and afford it.
But isn't like the VIP open to previous VIPs first?
I think this year it's not.
Oh.
Somebody had said that it was a free for all for the VIPs, and they go insanely fast.
We should double the price for a VIP for Rogue Fun.
Yeah.
Glenn will give you a foot massage. That's part of the package.
Yeah.
We need to talk about that first, but I just signed him up for it.
You get a foot massage from me. Yay. Oh, I'd say stuff, but I'm just going to bite my tongue. You threw me a softball and I can't do anything with it, Jason.
Choice Hotels gets you more of what you value. Here's a little tune to help you remember. Same drive, different day. Don't you wish you were getting away? Pack your bags and come on through. Texas, Ohio, Alaska, we're up there too. Comfort Inn, it's calling your name. Save on the stay. Oh, and free waffles are yours to claim. Well, I hope you like my little song. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
Sucker.
I gotta keep my mouth shut anyway.
Yeah.
No, are you planning on going to Celebration?
I would like to. We'll see where I land after Rogue Fun.
Yeah, that's the part that really stinks. It's like you've got to make plans now. I mean, I don't know. I know you could always sell the ticket or find a backup ticket, but I'm like, it's hard to make. I want to go, but I also was talking to my wife about it. It's like if I go back to California, I want to go to Disneyland. I want to drive around. I want to see California. So it's hard to justify going there for Celebration.
Yeah, I think I have to make it work somehow because I told my daughters about it and they're like, "We want to go to California. We'll go. We'll go to Celebration for a day. We don't care."
All right.
So I got to figure it out.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I have to see where things are when it gets a little closer. I mean, I don't know. I say no now, but I have a feeling it'll end up swinging more to yes when it gets a little closer, but it'll depend on money and hotels and all that stuff.
Trying to see. Okay, so I can do this. Okay, skip that. I'm gonna share my screen. Because I thought we can go over some of the announcements for swag at Rogue Fun.
Yeah.
So, and Arnold Leonard made a Boss Cup that's a mashup of V, which I've never seen V, but I know the premise of V. I know the premise that they're aliens, that lizard people, aliens that come to the U.S. or the world to infiltrate and take over. So it's a mashup of Bosk and the V.
That's Longvine, right, Aaron?
You would know, I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's not. He's got to have a different. Yeah, that's Aaron from New York. That's always late.
No, this is different. This is different.
Is it a different Aaron?
Yes, this Aaron is from the Sarlacc group.
Okay, well, never mind
Washington.
then. I thought that's my bad.
The next one is from Adam Ellis,
I've seen this one. That one looks really good.
Yeah, Hammerhead on vacation with a drink in his hand, and I got to describe these for our audio people. It's a pin. It's Hammerhead. He's in a Hawaiian shirt. He's got a drink in his hand, and he's on a card back that says Rogue Fun 2, Fun and Villainy.
Yeah, he had this on his backpack at Toylanta, and it looks really good. It's a cool pin.
Cool little pin, yeah.
Yeah.
I was excited to see that. This is from Barry, Jason, and Alex. It's from the Adidas commercial, the parody of the Cantina scene with Daft Punk and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. When we've talked to him, we talked to him about this at Rogue Fun. You may have talked to him more, but Toylanta. I'm sorry, Toylanta. And he was like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to do a puzzle patch again."
Yeah, a little too ambitious for his first time out.
Yeah, he was saying he had a lot of trouble, not trouble with it, but it was just a pain. And I could see where, because the lines have got to line up, and I could see it now. When I look at it like this and pay attention to that, you're like, yeah, I bet that would have been hard.
Should also say that I don't know what the quantities of these are. I don't know if they're bringing 200. I don't know if these are limited. These will just be available out there. If you get them, great. And this is not just theirs. This is everybody's, all the swag that I'm discussing today.
Right.
This is from Carlene. She has these light boxes, these litho panes of the Death Star plans.
Yeah.
The front side is of like a schematic, a blueprint of the Death Star and the weapon and everything, and on the back is the data plans that you get from Rogue One and A New Hope.
Yeah, that looks great.
This is from Craig. It's a cobot magnet. So obviously, Atlanta was founded here in Atlanta, Georgia.
You
So
mean Coca-Cola?
What did I say?
You said Atlanta was founded in Atlanta.
It was though. That's not a false statement.
Right.
Terminus was founded here, and then it became jeez, Atlanta. But yeah, it's a cobot magnet. And there's ties, obviously, like I was trying to say that Coca-Cola was found here in Atlanta, and Coca-Cola, Star Wars, it's the cobot.
Right.
Your Wampa Ewok koozies.
Yep. I can honestly say I have 200 of those. So hopefully everybody gets one.
My Tales book with 8 other authors. I guess it's 7 other authors if I'm one of them. So there's plenty here. Everyone will get one of these.
Yeah. I think that's going to end up winning the swag unless somebody brings like a really awesome handmade piece of swag.
There's some good stuff out there.
Yeah.
The competition's not over in my eyes.
Gotcha.
This is available at my event. It's a miniature card back of Obi-Wan Kenobi in pain with the Tylenol hot glued to it. So it's old Ben from a convention.
Yes.
He's showing back pain on the card back.
I represent this or not. I don't know. This is my life now.
Yeah.
When we go to conventions.
I just thought people might need it for whatever, being on their feet, go all day.
Yeah.
Maybe you need some Tylenol. So
I resemble this swag. That's what I meant to say. I resemble this swag.
Our buddy Jerry, Randy, has made a what is this?
Shelf
talker?
Yeah, shelf topper.
But a dangler is what they call it.
Dangler. Okay.
It's a dangler with an envelope from Kenner, but it's got the 4 guys from Sears.
Yeah, that's cool.
Who you might hear about in the Tales from Scum and Villainy.
Yes.
This is from this patch set is from Star Wars Josh Phillips. There's 4 people that it's involved. I don't think it's. I wish I was better prepared.
And it's hard to read too.
Yeah, there's some scuffing on it. They make it look like the retro collection kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember because it's 4 different people, so you got to get 1 patch from each.
Yeah.
Josh loves Blue Snaggletooth, so I think this is the story for how like Blue Snaggletooth dresses up as R2D2 and Red Snaggletooth. Sorry, C-3PO. Red Snaggletooth is R2D2.
That's great.
And then there's a pin of Blue Snags. He's got this Trooper series where it's kind of like Vinylmation, where it's Mickey Mouse and they just repaint it to look like other characters. He does the same thing with Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
This is a Blue Snaggletooth pin, but it's a Stormtrooper that's kind of painted to look like that. This is Christopher Moore. He's got a patch of Blue Snaggletooth.
Cool.
Legend. This is from Matt Erickson and Brian Arbogast. It's Coca-Cola coasters.
Yeah,
Different flavors: Sprite, Mellow Yellow, Coke Cherry, which is my favorite, Coke Zero, Orange. This is Michael and Enzo, his son. They have 2 pins that go together for Scum and Villainy.
Yeah, awesome.
With all the Cantina aliens, the Kenner aliens. Try to be descriptive. Ryan's got his whole swag pack with patches, and there's a technical term for these.
The church keys.
Church keys, that's what it is, yeah.
Or that's what I call them. They're bottle openers.
They're bottle openers, but they're big like church keys. But I guess they're not church keys.
They're like a bar. I call all bottle openers church keys. But they're like bar back or bar hop. Stuff that bartenders use. The bottle openers
ones,
like that. Yeah, the bigger ones.
The hefty ones.
Yeah, the really, really nice bottle openers.
Yeah, George Beza did the artwork on these too, which is great. With Walrus Man, Red Snaggletooth, and Greedo. And then I'm not too familiar what this is at Orion's event. He's going to have blue rubber duckies with the Rogue Fun logo on it, and it's related to getting this, and you get swag or something. Or there's like underneath, there's a gold sticker.
Yeah, he said I think there's going to be like some of them will have a gold sticker, and then you get the church key.
And this goes back to the first Rogue Fun. Our centerpieces were rubber duckies that look like Star Wars characters.
Nice.
There's the no mini Rogue Fun 2. It's fun. It's villainy. It's just the Goonie bird instead of it's Kenner. It's fun. It's fun. It's villainy.
Yes.
No mini also has a challenge coin. One side it's got Figure and Dan, and the other side is Greedo.
Yeah, challenge coins have surprisingly become very popular amongst collectors.
Yeah. So I can't wait to see what this one looks like. It's
Yeah,
cool.
that one's going to be cool. I would not expect her to have 200 of those, but
Yeah.
you never know. I mean, that's an expensive piece of swag.
Robin Wilson Gravel has a bunch of coins, poker chips. I'm sorry, poker chips with Walrus Man on one, with the RF2 logo, and then Blue Snaggletooth with the Wretched Hive of Fun and Villainy on the back side of that one. He's also got some from Echo Base. He said he was bringing, so there's a couple poker chips out there.
Nice.
Sean Moynihan is bringing a free calamari crewman action figure style sticker, but it's a button.
Nice.
It just looks like a sticker that would be placed on a classic Kenner card back with the blue calamari from Rogue One.
Yeah. It's a trap. No, that's not what they say though.
Stephen Carabo is one of the other sponsors of that 4-piece patch set from Josh Phillips, and he's also doing the Trooper Spy. Do you know what I'm
Nice.
talking about?
Yeah, the one that
The pin. It's a pin.
Yeah, it's a pin.
It's the Spy.
Yeah.
Gargadin. It's one of those.
Yeah.
Those are the trophies. They are not actual blue snaggletooth that they use, so it's trophies for the swag challenge. They are blue snaggletooth, but they are not reuses of blue snaggletooth. This is not $1,000 trophy here. These are recasts. Just to let people know so they don't have an aneurysm.
All right.
And then Tim Thiel has a Kabe. We determined it was Kabe because the person who played him said Kabe, not Cabe.
Uh-huh.
We saw a video. We were trying to figure out, is it Kabe? Is it Cabe? Because there's something else we're working on. And we made the decision that it's Kabe because that's what the person who played it said. So
Nice.
There's a button from Tim.
Well, and then you can also take the George Lucas approach. It could be both.
It could be both. I don't care. Just give me my billion.
Give me my 4 billion. Yeah.
You guys can argue about AT or AT or whatever. I'm sitting here in my Scrooge McDuck style money vault with my 4.5 billion.
That's right.
And then Tim also has these solo cups, but it's a classic shot from one of the Marvel comics with Han Blast and Greedo,
Nice.
which is cool. I love the neon colors that he used on the side. I'm very excited to see this one in hand. And the top, this is not intentional. The top does say solo on it. It was not planned, but it was a happy accident. He was very pleased that it says solo and it's Han Solo, Blast, and Greedo. And then Tom Boone had Scott Cohen. Scott does all the artwork on the white boxes for the vintage collection, the multi-packs.
Nice.
And he drew this transfer sticker that you can put on the last issue of Star Wars, Marvel Star Wars, I think.
Uh-huh.
So it's pretty cool. And then Tony McIntyre has a kettle corn chip patch. Last time it was a Hawaiian themed patch for Rogue One. I can't remember what it was though. But this one is Kabe again. It's kettle corn chips. I like the orange color on it. It really pops.
Yeah.
And then Vinny.
Amazing swag set right here.
Yeah, Vinny has a whole army of people here. Trying to see, it's tough to see in this image, but there's a medallion, a coaster, a sticker set with It looks like a Wookiee, Bespin. This is like a proto gold whiskey distillery thing. It's a sticker. These are all stickers. The Yub Nub Rum, um, Sister Series, Siren Series. This the Tanaka Sisters, Boshek. These are patches down here at the bottom part, and these are all Rogue One themed, and these are all Cantina themed on the right with the four Kenner guys.
Nice.
So that's going to be an exciting set to track down, and each like the stickers for the most part have one sponsor. The patches have two sponsors.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can track down a set. I don't have anything to hand out.
I have a feeling that we'll be okay, Jason.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss out.
I think we'll be just fine.
And then he's got limited number of Greedo's missed shot
Yeah. Those are
shot classes. One side is Greedo, the other side says Greedo's missed shot.
Yeah, man, those are cool.
So does that mean I have to put the whiskey in the shot and then throw it over my shoulder because I missed?
I wonder if he's going to make people take a shot of whiskey when you do that, when you take a cup.
Well, sign me up.
Yep.
I'll take whiskey. I don't need rum or vodka or anything. And then Vinny has also these punk rock buttons that are modal nodes, but they're all like punk rockish.
Oh, those are okay. Now I'm seeing them on a big screen. Those are cool. I love those.
Those are like zines. That's kind of
Yeah.
what I was going for with my original intent with the Tails stuff.
Yeah, those are cool. Yeah, because it's three different buttons in there. I just thought I saw two, but now I see three.
Yeah, there's 3 buttons in there, and I think each day has a different button.
Okay. Because there's a lot of people doing that kind of stuff too. Because like the Coke coasters, they're going to give a different one each day. And when you collect all of them, you get another coaster.
There's a
There's like
bonus coaster.
a chase coaster or something.
Yeah, yeah. So, it's pretty cool. Like, it's a lot of stuff that's going to be available. So the swag game is
It's strong. Yeah.
it's strong with them.
Well, when the swag king helps put the thing on, you've got to bring it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, the swag is definitely strong with the Rogue Fun the event. It was last time, and it looks like it's going to be just as equally fun as this time.
Yeah, there's a lot of people making swag. We haven't even seen Hannah's and Sam's yet.
Oh my gosh, no, we haven't. They bring it too.
They bring it too, and I know they're working on something. I don't know what, but I know they're bringing on something. So
Yeah, and then the winner of last year's challenge, Josie, she just had a baby, so they're unable to make the trip this time. So
yeah, Josie Neal.
Yeah, Josie and Neil. So they just had a baby a few months ago. So or recently, a month ago. I don't know how long it's been, but I know she's posting pictures with the baby. So unfortunately, they can't. I'm happy for them that they had a baby, but they can't make the trip. So and we're missing. They brought it last year. So
yeah. It's gonna be great. Can't wait. 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from the day, we'll be loading boxes in. Or hopefully, we won't be loading boxes in. We'll be like putting the finishing touches and testing everything and having some lunch and being like, all right, we're good.
Yeah.
And able to breathe for a few minutes.
Well, if we're done, that means we have to go across the hall to set up the Wretched Hive.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, there's going to be a lot. There's a lot going on.
So we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm more worried about Friday than I am Saturday because I know everybody will be there Saturday. They won't be worried about the, missing other things because Saturday morning is set up, pretty much reserved. There's nothing else going on besides setting up.
I was bummed to see that the Center of Puppetry Arts, they acquired a Globie from the first season of Pee-wee's Playhouse, and they've been meticulously restoring it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Jordan, or maybe it was one of the videos that said that there's like, for example, his eyebrow.
Mm-hmm.
The middle section of the eyebrow was intact from the original. The sides of it was peeled back, and you could see the foam. And so they restored the sides of it, and they kept the middle part because that's original, and they made it flawless. It looks like it's never been,
Awesome.
degraded at all. But that's going to debut May 23rd, so it's going to be too early for us to see Globie, unfortunately.
Oh wow. I'm excited. I've never been to Puppetry Arts. I'm kind of excited to see it.
And to reiterate, if people
Mhm.
are questioning, if you have a ticket to Rogue Fun, you have a ticket for Center of Puppetry Arts. If you don't have a ticket, you don't go to the Center of Puppetry Arts. It's
Right.
included. There's no extra tickets. It's all part of the same thing. It was factored into the price. I had a couple questions about that this week, and they don't listen to the podcast. But if you do listen and you're coming and you got any questions about that, no, it's all included. If you want to hang out with us at Narayans at my place, you don't have a ticket, that's perfectly fine. But the event itself is closed off, only the tickets, and yeah,
So Puppetry Arts and anything going on at the hotel, you need a ticket for.
yes, yes. Yeah, our mission at Rogue Fun is to have a celebration of Star Wars. I wrote this down. Our mission, Rogue Fun 2, Fun and Villainy. First and foremost, a celebration of Star Wars and the incredible community of collectors that makes this hobby special. Our goal is to build long-lasting friendships and share passion we have for a galaxy far, far away. It's not transactional. It's all about hanging out and making friends.
Right. Hey, look, Narayan just posted the ducks.
Oh,
So it is, and special. There will be a few ducks with a special Most Isley Cantina logo sticker on their underside. If you find one of these ducks, come to me and redeem it for your Most Isley Cantina themed bottle opener.
good luck. Or maybe
Good
I
luck.
should say good duck.
There you go. We've got the puns. The dad jokes are strong with us.
Yeah.
So
I've got a
no,
couple written.
huh?
I've got a couple new ones written.
Good. I've got a book if we want to use it. That's horrible dad jokes.
Yeah, that's why we're not using them.
It's all the same ones. That's why we stopped saying them, because they're just horrible dad jokes. I've got another book of dad jokes that I could probably do better than that. That's just normal dad jokes. If we want to bring that back eventually. But
Yeah, did you know there's something worse than ADHD?
what's that?
84K? Well,
Oh, but
I think that's all I had planned for this episode. Oh,
yeah.
also, we are announcing the schedule for Rogue Fun this weekend. For the actual day itself, it'll kick off at 1 o'clock. The room will open. We'll have a Rogue Fun 2 live event with the opening remarks. From there, we'll dive into the Kenner panel, followed by Roger Christian, followed by Nick Maley. We'll do a group photo. We'll have dinner. We'll pass out some swag. We'll have an auction. And then we'll close out the day with Stephen Duncan talking about their collecting journeys. And then the coveted closed room sales.
Yes. So yeah, I would, if you guys are trying to plan, the doors are at 1 and the event starts at like what, 1:15, 1:30?
1:30.
1:30. So I would try to be there by like 12:30. That way you can get your badges and chill out for a minute. And make sure you eat lunch. We're not providing lunch, but we're providing dinner.
Yeah, there's a Chick-fil-A right across the street. There's a Waffle House.
Oh, that Waffle House is going to be busy. That's a big street to go across.
No, I'm sorry. It's not across the street. It's weird because the hotel's kind of tucked back from the main street, but on the main street is the Chick-fil-A and the Waffle House. You just have to kind of go down a side street, if you will, to go to those places.
Because the hotel's right off Windy Hill, right?
It isn't though. It is and it isn't. Like you get to it from Windy Hill, but there's a side street you have to go down to get to the hotel.
Gotcha.
So
But there's
if
a
you
lot. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
if you walk down that side street there on the kind of the corner and just slightly down the street without having to cross it is Chick-fil-A
Okay,
and
gotcha.
Waffle House.
Okay. I know there's a lot on Windy Hill, so I don't know exactly. I've only been to the hotel once and I was riding, so I don't know how to get there.
There is a McDonald's too if you wanted to like Uber Eats it.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's a McDonald's, there's a Wendy's, there's a Chick-fil-A, there's a Popeyes, there's actually a new place called Sliders that just opened down there.
Has nothing to do with the 90s TV show.
Yes, no.
Okay.
It's mini hamburgers. Actually, Drew Brees owns part of it for your football people.
Jerry O'Connell's not going to slide into Rogue Fun 2.
You're right. No, he's going to go and be like, my fence works. This isn't the right place. And then
No.
right after they slide, the handyman will be like, I fixed your fence.
If John Rhys Davies shows up, we'd all be like, "Oh, it's Sala, Sala from Indiana Jones, Sala."
You don't remember me from Sliders? No.
No, you're the guy from Lord of the Rings. It's Treebeard.
Yeah.
Oh. Anything else?
No, I think that's
I was just
everything.
humoring myself there.
Do we have anything?
They thought I was
think
going to say Gimli, but I said Treebeard. And Glenn has no idea what I'm talking about.
I really don't, because I've never seen Lord of the Rings. I don't want to watch people walking for 3 hours. Maybe
That's
I
not
should.
it.
What's that from?
This is the Harry Potter thing.
Was he on Harry Potter?
Wait, what was it?
For what? Treebeard?
Your joke. I don't
Which
want to
joke?
see. You just said, like, I don't want to see people walking for 13 hours. Do you know where that's from?
Isn't that from? That's from Lord of the Rings, right?
Well, it's actually 13 months if you want to get into it. It's cinematic perfection.
Yeah. Okay.
It really is a great trilogy.
Well, maybe I should watch it one day when I have nothing else to do.
Although to call it a trilogy is unfair, because when J.R.R. Tolkien sat down to write those 3 books, he just wrote one long book. And the publisher was like, well, we need to split this up.
Sort of the same way that George Lucas did with Star Wars.
Yeah, there's like so many different things about the trilogy, how he had it all planned, and then other people are like, no, he didn't know what he was doing. And who knows?
Yeah. Would you, real quick, Maul? We didn't talk about Darth Maul, the Darth Maul show. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting closer to that Darth Talon kind of theory.
Yeah, it really is, and I'm curious what's going to happen with her. I'm enjoying it. I think they're doing a good job treading the line, so to speak. But I would like to. You're getting the dark underworld. I didn't expect it to be a cop drama, and I don't know what else to say it, and it just came to my head. I didn't expect it to be that, but you're getting. I think. I don't want to say perfection, but it's a really good show. I like the fact that they're putting out, I guess I find it's really good. The way they're ending it. I like the way they kind of ended it on a cliffhanger where you're like, okay, I got to go watch the next episode. Or you know what I mean? It kind of ends type situation where something happens, or like the first 2 episodes when she comes up and says Maul and then it fades to black.
Yeah.
I like when it ends like that.
Yeah.
And they've done
or when the Star Destroyer shows up and it ends.
Oh my God, yes. You're like, the 2 booths is like, I'm sorry, sir. I hope you can forgive me. And you're just like, that son of a bitch.
I am frustrated with, I guess, what I'll call shoehorn characters in Star Wars.
Okay.
Characters that seem to be shoved into the story for some reason. That, like, where's this police thing going? It's like this character has been shoehorned in.
Which the police
officer.
The police officer, yeah.
And 2 boots. This whole drama thing, like, is it inconsequential? Is he going to be the one to kill Maul? No. Is he going to kill Darth Talon?
No.
Or I can't remember her name. Devin. Is he going to kill Devin? Like, why is this character in the show? Why is it?
Yeah.
Is it shoehorned in? Because I kind of feel like, in retrospect, I got cookie butter on me. In retrospect, Reva from Obi-Wan kind of feels shoehorned in. There was no lasting impression into that. Like, she was redeemed, but if she was not in there, it would have been okay.
Yeah.
In the Obi-Wan show, like, it seems like Lucasfilm shoehorns characters in, gives them backstory, and okay, that's nice, but it didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, I feel differently with the cop because I think you have to have a good guy or a protagonist. You have to, or no, you don't have to have a good guy in this show to be
Was there a good
chasing
guy?
Maul.
I didn't see all of Breaking Bad, but was there a good guy in Breaking Bad?
Well,
that
it
you'd
was
focus on
Yeah, you're right.
to this level.
Well, there was the cop, but he was a good cop, bad cop. It was, and he was Hank's brother-in-law.
Yeah, I just wonder if, like, Lucasfilm's not confident enough to be like, this is an animated show, so we have to have somebody of the side of the light to be a beacon for kids that are watching the show.
Yeah,
We don't
maybe.
want anybody to watch Maul and then like take out a lightsaber and start beating their sister.
No, I did it feels, I don't want to say it feels shoehorned. I mean, I can see where you're coming from. It's the same concept. It just I don't get the first couple episodes. I'm like, why are there real world cops? And they've got the sirens and stuff. So shoehorn, I don't know. I don't agree with that term, but I agree what you're saying, if that makes sense. I think Riva was shoehorned because she was just like, here's a character. And they were pushing her, especially with Hasbro. We're like, oh, yeah, we're going to make a $500 Reba lightsaber. And we're like, why?
Yeah.
Um, so I think they tried to do too much with Riva. Maybe they needed to just let her be, and not push her. And maybe people would have liked her better. I think we kind of rebel when they push somebody on us, like they did with Riva. But
I mean,
what am I trying?
I
Huh?
liked Riva, but just in the context of the show, there was
Yeah.
very little of her presence that did anything like to Obi-Wan or Darth
Mhm.
Vader.
Yeah.
It
I
was
think
just that
they
she was there.
I
And I
think
don't
they
want to
just
pick on her. I think there's other characters.
yeah, no, I know what you're saying. We're not picking on the character, we're just picking on the I don't know.
The plot
Pick the
device.
plot device. Yeah, there you go. You can word better than me. Yeah, no, I just think that guy needs to be there, and it needs to. Then it's got the father son dramatic, and oh,
Shoehorn.
yeah, shoehorn. There you go. It's shoehorned. Okay, fine. It's shoehorned in. You win. But
But
did you notice that he's playing lacrosse, and people have like, oh look, they've
yeah,
had this lacrosse thing has been in the background forever.
it's highlight. And
Highlight.
I don't think it's lacrosse. Well, it's not
Uh
lacrosse because lacrosse was founded by the Onondaga tribe in Syracuse, New York.
huh. He always brings it back to Syracuse.
I'm bringing it back. Um,
um,
so I know what lacrosse is. That's not lacrosse.
but you know what?
I think it's highlight.
Yeah, but it's the same thing that they've
Yeah.
had. Like Luke had one, and Anakin had one, and now it's in live action. Uh, so it just, yeah,
Yeah, does Darth Talon like I guess if Darth Talon kills this kid,
mhm.
there was a like at one point Darth Talon was going to seduce one of the kids in the sequel trilogy in George Lucas's original draft.
Mhm.
So is Darth Talon going to try to seduce this kid and then to get back to the police officer or like it could work.
Yeah,
It could matter in the end. I think it's unfair right now to say this is shoehorned in.
mhm.
I'm going back on what I just said because we don't have the full context of the show,
Well,
but
we don't, and they've greenlit a second season, so we're not
Mhm.
going to see it all this season,
No.
which is cool. Which I'm glad because it definitely I don't like. I hate watching a show and you've got eight episodes in, and oh, it's a limited series, and they solve it all in the last 10 minutes, and it's like I just spent 8 hours watching this show, and you solve it for me in 10 minutes. It's a letdown.
Mhm.
Uh, and then it's totally different than what you were expecting. What are you looking up? Well, oh,
I'm
you
trying to
got no.
find a notebook.
Uh-oh.
I gotta go do something. This one's cool because it's Bigfoot skateboarding, surfing.
I love that.
Cool, but it looks like I've
That one
used.
on top looked like Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, it does look like Teen Wolf
Yeah.
because he's got a basketball shirt on.
Yeah.
I've got this book I've got all of these half used. It's part of ADHD is like, oh, I could use a good notebook, and then I get a notebook and there's like one thing done in the front, and then the rest of the pages are all blank.
Yeah, because I did go through a point where I just started collecting notebooks. That's a cool one too.
It's like the
Mario Brothers.
anatomy. Yeah, it's like the piranha plant has eaten Mario and Luigi, and they're decomposed at the bottom
Yeah.
of the pipe.
Yeah, I did that for a minute where you would check the it feels like about a couple of years ago notebooks were starting to have a little bit of a comeback, especially the really nice leather bound ones. And my wife would bring some home from work because they'd give them to them, and then you would go check the discount aisle, and they'd have some on discount, so you'd pick them up, and you end up with a stack of them, and you're like, I don't want to use these notebooks for stupid stuff, and then you just never end up never using them.
Yeah. There's just one thing here. Anyways,
Yeah.
this is off topic. I'm gonna say see you in a week, and let me tell you my rational thinking for this.
Yes.
You gotta think fourth dimensionally, because when this podcast drops, it'll be Tuesday, and then Thursday, the April 23rd, will be a week away.
Right.
So when I say a week away, that's where the thought process is. Because here we've been talking, it's 2 weeks from today. I'm gonna say at the end, see you in a week.
A week away, a week away.
Thank you for listening to the Smugglers Galaxy podcast. If you could, please leave a like and a 5-star review of the show anywhere you listen. It really helps us out and points people to our show. Follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Send us an email or message us. We love feedback, and we love to make you part of our show. Our email address is smugglersgalaxy@gmail.com. Thank you to Alfonso Riviera for the Smugglers Galaxy logo. And thank you to Levi Waterhouse for the music. People, collect for the love of it. Hashtag vote with your wallet. Pass on what you've learned. Be a positive force in the collective community. See you in a week. This is the way.
This is the way.